Alright, it's review time again. This time we got the Gitup Git2 Pro camera. As you guys saw back a few months ago, we did the Gitup Git1. Very excellent little camera. It's one of the budget GoPro clone type cameras. This is their updated version. The Git1 did very well in all conditions. It's been beat up by me for the last few months as it's been my go-to camera since I got it. This is their upgrade. The upgrades basically, because they look the same, is going to be your 1080p at 60 frames per second. Also has a 2K resolution at 30 frames a second, 16 megapixel camera, Wi-Fi for the app, and all that other stuff going on with that. It does use the Sony sensor now in this one, which from what we've been discussing on the forum so far is the Sony sensor doesn't do quite as good in low light conditions. Still does good, but not as good as the Git1's sensor. Alright, but anyway, get to the camera here. Here's a little quick start guide. Gives you the breakdown of everything, how to set everything up, including how to sync in the remote and the app, and just gives you an idea of accessories and stuff that it comes with. Here's the camera itself. Looks just like the Git1, except for the fact it says Git2. Case, everything, all that's all the same. Nothing special about it. As for appearance wise, when you fire it up, everything looks the same until you hit your settings screens. The graphics of the setting screens are a bit different now. Pretty much the same functionality. Nothing really, anything different there. There's a couple settings that it does have that I didn't see on the Git1. I'll go through all this stuff here. Gyroscopic stabilization, so image stabilization, that has that. This already comes with the wide dynamic range built in, so we're good there. You got several different controls. Each setting screen, there's a setting screen for camera, setting screen for video, and then there's the main setting screen for the system, which in order to access each one, here's your video screen, you push your settings buttons, you can change all your video settings, and then exit back out. Click your power button real quick, there's your camera settings. You can click back out of that one. There's of course where you can review your files, and then system settings, so at that point then you click that, and then you can go through. There's a lot of the settings are in this one that are in the others, and some aren't type matter there. You just go through. I mean, there's car mode. There's a lot of different versatilities to this camera, as well as with the Git1. Let's set it up for a car dash cam use, or in my case, which goes with the accessories that were sent to me to go with it, is for outdoor use, hiking, camping, fishing, or in my case mainly cycling. I'll get through back into this. There we go. Now this does have, we'll go into the settings screen so you can hopefully see it here, maybe, possibly. Anyhow, there's 1080, 60 frames per second, 30 frames, and then down to 720, 120 frames per second, 60 frames, 30 frames per second, WVGA, VGA, and then it's got a 4K, 24 frames per second, 2K, 30 frames per second, and then back to your 1080, 60. I'll have to play with the higher resolutions because this is the first camera I've seen with resolution that high. So we'll give that a go. I don't foresee it work. The 4 and 2K is really working well for fast action at all. But like your standard home video, you're out hiking or camping, fishing, whatever, things like that, where there's not a whole lot of fast action, where you got to worry about motion blur. That'll probably work quite well for that to get really good high quality video. And with the 16 megapixel camera on here and all the settings you got for it, you can get some really good pictures with this camera too while you're out and about. So you can get a mix of both at some of the highest qualities available, especially at an affordable price. Alright, well, we'll get out of this here. There we go. Go ahead and shut it off for the moment. We'll just set that aside. We'll leave it out of the case because there's some other parts for it here. Alright, first one out, we'll get this box out. Now, here's all the little accessories it comes with. First off, don't do like I did with the Git1 and throw this little cap out. It's a little silicone lens protector. I made the mistake of throwing it out before I really realized the purpose behind it. But when you have it, like right now I'm recording this video with the Git1, there's one thing you tend to lose. Something to protect the camera itself instead of popping it in and out of the case. If you're using it on a skeleton case, you can just pop this right back on and you're done. And you get to dig all this stuff out here. Here's your standard USB cable for it. Comes with a spare battery. The little skeleton case. This is GoPro Gitup's own design. Now this one is tripod started there, but of course you'll see in here it's got an adapter so you can use it on a GoPro mount too if you want to. But it's really simple for skeleton case. I actually like this one better because it doesn't split down at the mount itself. So you can actually take the camera in and out without disassembling it from the tripod or whatever you have it mounted to. But, oh, put it in backwards. There we go. Yeah, it does fit extremely tight in this thing, so bear with me just a second. Yeah, there we go. And snap. Done. Alright. Now, here's we don't really have a handlebar mount, but it's got the elbows, the extensions, so you can turn it that way. This one's more like your seat post or just a random bar where the camera's going the same direction as the bar instead of at a 90-degree angle from it. That's the only thing there is I really wish we could find ones that were turned the other way for cycling use. I may talk to them about that. Here's a little tripod adapter, as I was saying. You can screw that right into that, and then you can drop that onto a GoPro mount if you want. Or, of course, just throw it on a tripod or selfie stick or anything that has the tripod style mount on it. Here's the extension elbow so you can move the camera all over where you want it. A couple spare thumb screws, adhesive mounts, standard tripod adapter mount. No, the adhesive mounts is one curved, one flat, obviously, to make sure they got all their little bases there covered. Now we'll get past all these little baggies here, and we'll get on to the other stuff. First up is our selfie stick. They do include a GoPro adapter for it, the GoPro style adapter, but it has just your standard mount on the end of it there, so like the skeleton, you can just spin it right on there just that way. Not have to worry about it. But like if you want to use the waterproof case, you've got the one that comes with the stick and the one that comes in the pack. Oh, that's the first accessory they sent me. Now go ahead and set it up there. This is what controls the ball, so you can change your angles whichever way you want, and then tighten it back up. It'll hold wherever you need it. Now this is also fully expandable, so 2 layers. Now you just twist, and that's what locks it. And when you twist it back the other way, you'll feel it click, and then you can collapse it. And then, of course, I have to get it going the right way here. There we go. And then you just twist it again, and it locks everything back in place. So it keeps it compact, but at the same time, you can get a nice long reach out of it. So if you want to be able to get up higher, get out over something, things like that, you're all covered. You know, of course, it's got the little lanyard on it. I pretty much figure this thing would probably float too. It is pretty hollow inside. There's a lot of plastic in there and whatnot, so I don't think you'd really have to worry about it sinking, especially if you're in a waterproof case. Next up, I'm going to get that back off of there. There's that. Next accessory they sent. Now this little thing's handy. I like this. Little bitty charger. Uses USB, works with the Gitup cables. So they're mini USBs here. Do that. What I'll do is I got a second spare battery laying over here just for this to show this. All right, that's one battery. All right, snap one in, snap the other one in. You can look down in there, you can see where the tabs line up. So they end up basically pointing at each other or away from each other, whichever way you want to look at it. You got your status lights. So the red one charging, green one done. Very simple, straightforward, done. You can charge up 2 batteries there. I mean, if you really want to, like I have multiple spare batteries, I can sit here and charge this on one USB jack, charge my camera up with the battery that's in it on the other one. So like I said, this does come with a spare battery, so you get 2 batteries right out of the box. Get the little spare charger, and you got everything covered. Alright, and then the finale. Save the best accessory for last, at least in my book. Get this moved up over here and add it to the pile. The wireless remote. Alright, we'll go ahead and take this cap off so you can see it here. Alright, now you do have to manually power the camera up, but after that, that's it. You have Wi-Fi control, so you can engage your Wi-Fi for the app, accessed by your phone or tablet. You can shut the camera off, which we'll get to that one in a second. And you got video record and camera picture mode. So I'm going to get it up here. Hopefully you can see it. Actually, we'll just turn it around. See the solid red lights on, so it's just on standby right now. It's active. We'll push the video record button, which is right here. You hear the other camera beep, and it starts recording. Push it again, and it stops recording. Then of course, we'll turn it around this way just so you can see. We'll push the camera, the actual regular camera button, and it'll switch modes automatically. Push it again, there's your picture. Now then you can click on the video once. Click it the first time, it flips it over. Click it the second time, it starts recording. All done. And then of course you click it again. Very handy, especially for cyclists and whatnot. You don't have to sit there and try to fiddle around. Put this thing on your wrist, or I could actually see probably being able to get it on the handlebars. It's got enough adjustment. So you'd have an actual handlebar remote if you wanted to. But plenty of ideas there. Wrist, handlebar, stem, I mean wherever you want to put this thing. Especially like if you get your camera up on your helmet or on a chest mount, you're trying to fiddle around with anything. You can switch back and forth quick and easy. Don't have to worry about it, especially when you got gloves on. You're not trying to have to find these little buttons. As well as, here we go with the power off. Like I said, it does not power on with the remote, but you push the power off button and shut it back off. You're all good to go. Alright, well, that concludes I guess what this would be the unboxing segment of the video, as well as coverage of the main accessories that Gitup makes for these that are all compatible with most cameras. And since the batteries are pretty universal, it seems, if you got spare batteries for say some SJ cams or anything like that laying around, as long as it's the ones where they're going straight in like this instead of sideways, so you got the little pull tab here, you can use any batteries you got. You have your little charger to go with the camera. You're pretty much set for a weekend of doing whatever you want. Alright, well, stay tuned. We'll be bringing back segments of trail rides, comparisons against other cameras that I have, and a whole list of other things that I just find to do with it. So, thanks for watching.